The leaders of our society have a duty beyond proposing their various solutions. They have a duty to set an example and lead the way. Now, I felt that Mr. Farage was disgraceful in so many ways. I think a charming person, but disgraceful. And not specifically because of his promotions for UKIP, though I question some of the solutions that he proposed, specifically leaving Europe. He was right, and UKIP was right, that Europe had a problem. I think they were both wrong in the solution, and I think that is now being borne out in practice. However, what Mr. Farage tolerated and encouraged was a wave of xenophobia and racism. Racism at its worst, xenophobia at its least worst. Xenophobia is about fear of foreigners. Racism is about hatred of foreigners. And casual language, which I identified in the humorous, quote, comments of a man called Coburn, who was the MEP for Scotland for UKIP, who poked fun at somebody's name because it didn't seem to be familiar to him, Humza Yousaf. And it was a foul piece of wordplay and a foul piece of xenophobia. Simply intolerable. Now, I think UKIP set the tone for the referendum debate, and we never got much beyond that point. And I think UKIP in many ways set the tone for the discussion about migration, which has continued, and the racism promoted by Suella Braverman. Now, this is where I'm coming. The racism promoted by Suella Braverman it licenses people like, I think his name is David, who called LBC and spoke to James O'Brien, who was surprisingly indulgent of this rant. And he pointed out, it was Suella Braverman who talked about an invasion, not him. And this man went on to compare migration, asylum seekers, to insects who invade the home when you leave the window open, and then bacteria who invade a wound. And I'm simply flabbergasted that this language has been allowed, this language has been legitimised. All language is allowed, but to legitimise foul content at the top level, at the dispatch box in the House of Commons, this is what is wrong. Suella Braverman is simply wrong, and she still hasn't stood up to clarify, apologise, or contextualise what she said. And people who say things without knowing what they mean, that is a definition of stupidity. Stupidity. And I think stupidity is significantly more dangerous than pure evil, because you simply don't know, you simply cannot imagine where it's going to go. I'm sure Suella Braverman, in her arrogance and stupidity, could not imagine the danger that she has unleashed. And she is the daughter of immigrants. She is the daughter of people who came to this country seeking help. It's simply shocking.